Go to your drive and go to the new tab. Scroll down where it says more and slide over till you see Google Drawing. You're going to title your drawing with your first and last name plus your classroom teacher's name. Having a hard time typing. And you click down here in the white space, and we're going to be making a drawing, and I want you to think of building it from the background, all the way up to the foreground. So I don't want a transparent. You can see the checkerboards lets you know that this is transparent. I want it to be a color, so I'm going to insert a shape, and I'm going to select the rectangle shape, and I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm going to click and drag right to the other corner. Now it's a light blue color. I don't mind that light blue color, but if I want to change my color, just select. Boom. So that is your background, whatever color you want for your background. Now we're going to be inserting some lines, and I found that the easiest line for this project is a scribble line. And our lines want to go from the top to the bottom, so I have to click and drag and boom. I don't want it to be a white line, so I'm going to click back on my pointer, and I'm going to change the color of my line. I want to change it to make my line a little bit thicker. 8 points looks good to me. And then while I have this, I might as well copy, Control C, and paste, Control V. Now I have 2 lines. I don't want them to be exactly the same, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to rotate to flip it horizontally. Didn't work. Click it. Come on. Click. Right click. Rotate. Flip horizontal. There. You see it's different, but it's different from the first line. I want to rotate it, and I also want to flip it that way. No, it didn't do anything. Right click. Select it. Right click. Rotate it. Flip it vertically. Up and down. Now I have the same line, they're just going in different directions. I'm going to insert another scribble line, and I'm going to start at the bottom. Start at the top, drag it down. It's the right color, but it's not the right thickness. I want to make it thicker. And click back on my arrow. I'm just going to select it. I'm going to right click. I can copy. And over here I can paste. No, 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 undo. I just Control V. No, no, no. Select this. Control C is copy. Control V is paste. Move it over. Right click. Rotate it. I'm going to flip it horizontally. Wrong. I always get my horizontal and my vertical mixed up when it comes to this. Rotate. My picture's in the way. Vertically. Oh, much better. Move it over. And I did want my lines to be black. Now don't worry if your lines go outside of the page, it's okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create some patterns or designs, and I'm going to do it with shapes. So I'm going to show you how to make this easy. This one, just for example, I will choose circle, and I'm going to click and drag a circle, whatever size I want it to be. I'm going to change the color while I'm there. Maybe I want my circles to really pop. So now since it's highlighted, I can Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. I've got a few of them. I want to arrange them in a nice design, pleasing manner. Let's see. I can also use my arrows. Now, I want to group these. So I'm going to click outside, click and drag. See how they're all in one group? So I'm going to, I think it's arrange. Yes, group. Now I can Control C, Control V. Now I've got two groups. And I can Control V again. Now I've got three groups. Now I can move these to the section where I want it. If it goes off the page a little bit, that's okay. Move it over. I'm going to Control C, Control V another time. Push this one down here. Looking good. All right, so that one's got polka dots. Let's make some more in this part right here. Control V. Drag it over. Now I don't really want these outside the lines, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. It fits in the lines. Make one more. Put it down here. So you can use the same pattern multiple times, but just not every time, because in this one, I think I'm going to do the yellow polka dots over here. Control C, Control V. I can use my arrows to move it over. Come on. I want it to go off the page a little bit. I can even turn it some. A little bit more. Go up and over. All of these things that are hanging off the edge, they won't show up in your final work. All right, and one more. I'm going to make another pattern with a different shape. There. I can even just select, I can go to, not format, arrange, and ungroup it. So some of these I can make a little bit bigger if I want to, or even a little bit smaller. Just make that one a little smaller. I'm going to move this one up and over a little bit. I'm going to move this one over. I think this one I have to ungroup so that I can play with each circle individually and move it where I want it to be. All right, and make it the size I want it to be. All right, so you get the idea for that. Now I'm going to create a different pattern. Insert a shape. Choose my shape. I like the triangle shapes. See if there's any other shape that I like. I'll just go with triangle for now. Draw my triangle. I'm going to pick an orange color. Now I'm going to Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, maybe 4 or 5 times. Then I can arrange each one how I want them before I group them. Okay, so I'm going to click right here and drag. Oh, I don't want to group all of them, so I'm going to click in the white spot. I'm going to click and drag just those bad boys right there. Arrange, group, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Now let's see. That one fits. think I'm going to make this one just a little wider. Okay. Down and over. Go back to this, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Bring it over here. It's going past the line, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. Drag it. Make that one a little bigger. And drag this one right here. All right. Now we're going to be drawing some fish. So I'm going to actually get rid of this. Delete. Click it. Delete. I'm getting them out of my way so that I can draw a fish. I'm going to insert a shape. And I'm going to make my fish with a shape of whatever that thing is. It looks like a hexagon. I think I'm going to leave it that color. And I want to insert another shape for the tail. It'll be a triangle. Draw it. Rotate it. And move it where you want it to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click. And I'm going to group those. Arrange. Group. Now I can Control C, Control V. Wait a minute, that didn't work. I grouped it. Arrange. Let me just click the whole thing again. Control C, Control V. There we go. So I want at least 3 fish, and I want them to fill up most of my page. Okay. There's 1. There's 2. I don't want them to line up like soldiers. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to move him right here. And then we just have to add decorations to our fish. You'll get the idea. So I want to show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to go to File and Download as a PNG. You go down here, you'll see. Here it comes. Everything that was out in the borders, it does not even show up. So that's how you use Google Drawing for this project. And that is all I have.